Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Dr. Rob and Dr. Randy, the happy, healthy guys. What's happening over there, Dr. Randy? And so just apologize real quick because we've been having some technical difficulties. Randy's not in his normal spots because right now, where are you at right now, Dr. Randy?
Hey, yeah, I'm still in Sacramento. So we're out here at one of our happy, healthy, thin locations. We've got the 3 offices here. And so I've been out here for about 10 days working and doing TV commercials and continuing to improve our company and the products. So it's been a great trip. I'm actually going home tomorrow morning, so I'm kind of ready to get back home. But we're having a little bit of a connection problem with the Wi-Fi here. So we're going to figure it out. It's all good. And thanks for everybody's patience.
Yep, so we got it. So I'm just sharing to some other pages right now. And as I'm doing that, I'm just going to ask you a question, then I can be able to get that going. But the question is this: we've been getting a lot of questions. In fact, I just had a conversation with somebody yesterday that they had purchased the SCTO, and they were asking me questions about doing a ketogenic diet, because I guess that's like the big thing right now. A lot of people are doing a ketogenic type of a diet. And they had questions about how to do that over the holidays. So I said, hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and answer that question today on the show, talking about the keys to a ketogenic type of a diet during the holidays and or whenever. You can do this really any time. And so we're going to go over some keys to doing that. And as we get into that, let's just talk about what in the world is a ketogenic diet, because there's a lot of confusion out there as to what it even is. Is it a lifestyle? Is it a diet? What's the difference between a ketogenic diet and the Atkins diet? So, Dr. Randy, can you answer that question right there? What exactly is a ketogenic diet?
Yeah, no, it is a good question. It's everybody really wants to know, how do I live this ketogenic lifestyle? And really simply, when you're in a ketogenic state, your body is metabolizing fatty acids for energy versus glucose. So, your body can really run on anything. But if you start getting it to prefer fat, there's a lot of benefits that happen with your health when you burn fat versus sugar. So not only weight loss, improved metabolic function, reduced inflammation, so you'll have less muscle fatigue. Your brain gets very clear. It's almost like a ketogenic diet can really play off a lot of the benefits of fasting. So we've always talked about, if you were stranded in a desert, and you had no access to food, but you had water, you could live for a very long time because your body would burn through the glucose stores in a couple of days. It would move into your fat and burn fat for energy, and then it would move into your muscle, which is what you don't want to do. But if you can stay and implement a ketogenic diet that can play off burning fat versus burning sugar or burning away muscle tissue, you just can get some really powerful metabolic benefits. And we've been using this type program now for really about 8 years. And it was really the only thing I was ever able to do nutritionally is to get myself burning fat, to get my inflammation really down to its lowest level and to knock out my sugar cravings. So there's just so many benefits to burning fat. It's a cleaner burn too, just for the record. When you're burning through glucose and insulin dependent and snacking, it's just very damaging. It creates a lot of oxidative stress to the body. So burning fat really is a preferred source of fuel. It burns cleaner. There's not as much damage to the body metabolically or from from oxidative stress. So there's just so many benefits there that we can continue to discuss. But I think the main thing with the ketogenic way of looking at it, or burning fat, is that's the whole key. You're moving from burning sugar to burning fat for energy. That's the goal. That's the name of the game. And when you can do that, you're now in an anti-aging, optimizing hormone state, which you want to stay in as much as possible.
Absolutely. Hey, Kat. Hey, Jason. How you doing, man? Long time no see. And the cool thing about it is the results of it are unbelievable when it comes to just brain health, for example. And there's a ton of research. And that's the thing, is there's a ton of research that's been shown that it helps with mental focus just because of the ketone bodies being used for energy or fuel for the brain. And like you said, burning fat, who doesn't want to burn fat? And like you said, with you and your health, same thing with myself and in my health, as far as decreasing inflammation, helping me to be able to feel better, more sharp, more focused. And so who doesn't want that, especially now? And then moving into the holidays, what are some of the keys if people are wondering about how to do it? Because this is something that both you and I live this lifestyle even in the holidays, which some would say is the most impossible time to actually go on a diet or eat any kind of particular way, just because of all the different foods that we have during the holidays. And I would say it's even easier to be able to eat this way than any other way on the planet, especially during the holidays. And we're going to give you the 3 keys to be able to make sure that that is a reality for you. So key number 1 is going to be the foods that you are eating. So let's talk about foods, right? So when we look at the foods that we're putting into our body, we have macronutrients. You've got macronutrients being your carbohydrates that your body needs for fuel or energy. You've got proteins that your body needs to be able to heal and to be able to repair. And then you've also got fats, which are needed for your metabolism, your fat-soluble vitamins, your endocrine system, your hormones. So many things are dependent upon fat inside your body. And so those are your macronutrients. So when we're eating this way, you want to have about 5% carbohydrates. You want about 75% to be fat, and then the rest of it to be protein. So what that means then is that you got to decrease the amount of carbohydrates or decrease the sugars that are going into your body. And then I know a lot of you guys are out there going, okay, well, if I can't have carbs or sweets, what is my body going to use for energy? Or if I can't have carbs or sweets, what am I going to do to be able to satisfy that sweet tooth? And we've got some answers for you guys. And so that's key number 1 is you got to reduce or eliminate the sugar that you're putting into your body if you truly want to get into this ketabolic state that Dr. Randy is talking about.
Yeah, that you have, there's no way around it. You have to eliminate sugar. Obviously not even just to be on some type of a particular fat burning diet, just for your overall health, you have to eliminate sugar or things that quickly turn to sugar. So, we want you to eat the carbohydrates that have the most minimal impact on insulin. And that's really an anti-aging lifestyle, is minimizing the insulin load in your body. And remember, when you eat carbohydrates, it has the greatest impact on insulin. Protein will impact it. Fat impacts it the least. So this is where we want to move your body into a place where it's really getting the more fibrous vegetables, the low sugar fruits. So like blueberries, raspberries, a grapefruit, a Granny Smith apple, and of course all the cruciferous, the broccoli, the cauliflower, the asparagus, the cabbage, really fibrous greens and low sugar fruits. That really should be the bulk, and really more on the vegetable side of your carbohydrate. Because if you're going to move into starches and grains and sugar and corn and wheat, you're going to wreck your potential metabolism, because now you're going back to being dependent on all that insulin. Insulin, remember, is a bulking hormone. It makes you big. You don't want to be on insulin. You want to keep that low, guys. So I think that's key number 1.
Key number 1. Okay, awesome. It's in then key number 1, eliminate the sugars. Key number 2 is to be able to make sure that you're eating your proteins. Meats are a great source of protein for your body. So you want to make sure that you are getting the protein in there. But like we're talking about with your calories, the majority of your calories, you don't want that to be coming directly from all proteins, but you still want to get your meats in there. So what are some good forms of protein or meats that we can be able to eat in the holidays, but not just in the holidays, anytime? What are some great sources of protein to eat?
Yeah, there's really a lot of them. What you're looking for is quality, right? So you're looking for especially if you're going to be consuming animal proteins, animal proteins that are in their most natural state. So pastured animals, animals were never meant to be pent up, right? Pumped full of antibiotics, fed tons of grain, and injected full of hormones. So that whole it's all more from quality. So you want to look for wild game, like so grass-fed, pastured or cage-free eggs. Definitely look for organic varieties as well. So you can, on almost any grocery store, you can get access to this stuff. Chickens that were raised humanely and that are not full of arsenic and fed antibiotics or fed, GMO corn or soy. So you're looking for these organic varieties, these grass-fed, pastured, cage-free, from the eggs, even looking like a turkey for Thanksgiving. Coming up in the holidays, you can get turkeys that were not pumped full of drugs. You got to look for these things. You want them to be in the most natural state as possible. So that's been a big thing that I did, was moving away from any type of meats that were raised conventionally and moving towards more of a natural way that they would have been raised, how they were treated, right? Even with like our SET oil, it's all about the source that makes the difference. So if you're getting corn-fed animals or grain-fed, they were never meant to be eating all that grain and corn. It's going to change the metabolic profile and the fatty acid profile of these meats, which could now move you back into inflammation. So over-consuming meat is a huge problem. So minimize it, but make sure what you're getting is very clean. Obviously, fish, Dr. Rob, is a great source, but once again, you got to look at what you're getting. Farm-raised is not healthy, all right? It sounds healthy, but it's not healthy. These farm-raised fish, literally are fed toxic GMO feed, and they're being mutated with all of the hormones and the chemicals that are used to raise these animals. So you want to find line-caught, wild-caught fish, right? Things that were not raised in a small container, but that were out in the open like they normally would develop. So you got to look for that as well.
Yeah, because the reality is right now, and that's a big deal too, because a lot of people then will be eating the fish thinking they're making a healthier choice, but because of the grain that they're fed, you're not actually getting what that fish, all the nutrients that fish is actually supposed to supply. You're not getting anything, really. And so because of things like that really deceive the public when they think that they're making a healthy choice, and they're actually unconsciously not making the best choice for themselves. And it's no wonder why things like heart disease are skyrocketing right now, right? Alzheimer's skyrocketing. And you know what? That's exactly how it is that they want it, because as long as those things are skyrocketing and people think that they're making the healthy choice, they find themselves right back into their doctor's office just to get pumped full of more medication, which we know is one of the top causes of death in our country, is that right there. So we want to keep people out of that model right there, so that's why it is that we do what it is that we do. And that's why we talk about this, because the research on eating this way and this lifestyle that we talk about is there, that shows that you will get the results. Chrissy, who's on here quite a bit, she may even be watching right now. She just went back to her endocrinologist last week, and she's been eating this lifestyle ever since we've been talking about this, and she's been watching the Happy Healthy guys, and she's lost about 65 pounds. Her endocrinologist gave her a clean bill of health, no more diabetes. Diabetes gone.
That's
not
awesome.
there, right? So something that you would say is cannot be done. And I've had people challenge me on that and say, hey, Dr. Rob, how in the world can you say that somebody with diabetes could get rid of diabetes? Well, I'm saying it because you know what? That's not how our body was created. And once you start treating it the way it was designed to be created, and you start honoring the body that God gave to you, amazing things happen. And we don't call it a miracle. We just say that that's how it was supposed to be to begin with, right? So let's get it back to that, right? So
yeah, no, just eating the like once again, like our great friend and colleague Dr. Emmett Blahnik, simply eat real food, right? You got to put real food in your body. And so it's not calories in, calories out. It's the foods going in and how it impacts the hormones in your body, which will really influence the type of result you're going to get. It has the biggest impact. So minimizing the carb, loading up on, or not loading up, but keeping moderate protein in place and making sure that it's clean. And now moving in to make sure you're getting plenty of fat. But you will
number
make
3.
a big mistake. Yeah, you'll make a huge mistake if you're trying to stay in fat burning by eating too much protein. So I used to consume over 300 grams of protein a day, eating 6-7 times a day to stay bulked. And now I'm eating about 40, 60, maybe 80 grams of protein per day. So I've cut it by 80% to keep my body in fat burning.
And that's the number one thing right there, that people will come to us and say, hey, I can't figure out why I'm not burning fat, or I'm not in ketosis, or I'm not losing weight. It's that one right there. It's because they're just pounding meat, or they're pounding the protein. So don't do that. Okay. Last but not least, key number 3 is make sure that you're eating healthy fats. You know, one of the things that we always talk about is we talk about making sure that we're getting our MCT oil, We're getting our SCT oil. And a lot of people have been asking us, and okay, what's the difference between the MCT and the SCT as far as getting our healthy fats in there? If you want to learn more about what long chain fats are, you can go back and watch some of our previous videos. But right now we want to talk specifically about the MCTs and then the SCT. So Randy, what's the difference there, and what's the benefits of each one? Is one better than the other?
Yeah, we keep getting this question, and it's a really good question because almost everybody who's in this keto world or wanting to burn fat versus sugar is using some sort of an MCT oil, right? So it's those medium chain fats. All these fats have these carbon backbones. So the mediums are the C6, the C8, the C10, and the C12. And the C12 really is more of a long chain fatty acid, but they kind of group it in there with the mediums. And the reason why these fats are so popular right now is because they really help the body get into ketosis, because they require very minimal digestive enzymes to use these fats for energy. They literally will go into the liver and they're energy fats, and they'll help the body begin to produce these ketones. So the short chain triglycerides, the oil we've created, our SCT oil, it just makes this process easier and more efficient. Because now we've moved these chains down into C4, C3, and C2. These short chains make living a keto lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, a fat-burning lifestyle a lot easier to do. And in a way that, we've had feedback, and I know for me personally, if you start increasing all your medium chain fats, specifically isolated oils, like an MCT or a fractionated, you're going to get some gastrointestinal distress. It's going to cause nausea. You're not going to feel good potentially. So that's a sign right there. You're just not doing good with that oil. The short chain fats, we just don't see that problem. They go right into the liver literally, and it requires no bile and no pancreatic activity. So for anybody who's got this gut problem with their microbiomes out of balance, they don't digest food well, they've got colon or bowel issue, and they know that they just can't really consume fats and absorb them appropriately, this SCT can be a lifesaver. So implementing the SCT, which we believe, and the research really suggests that we're deficient in these short chains, can tip the balance with the metabolism and support the body, making a lot difference. But I know for me, if I can do something that makes life easier and helps me get to where I want to get quicker, I always want those things in my life. So the SCT helps do that.
Absolutely. And right on cue, Tamara says, we just got 13 jars of SCT oil there in El Dorado Hills. So she says, yay. So good morning, Tamara. And thanks for posting. Thanks for posting that. I know you guys are gonna absolutely love that. And here's the thing. Why do these things that we're talking about matter right now? They matter because you ultimately matter. You deserve to be healthier, right? And so here's what I would say, and here's what I want you to do, is I want you to treat the holidays this year different than you ever have before, and start looking at your body in a different way. In other words, when you're looking at food, for example, okay, if you're looking at food, is looking at food as the fuel that your body needs, because all those three keys that we've just been talking about are really talking about food as a source of fuel for your body, rather than that food being fun. Okay. Now, granted, food tastes great. And that's the one thing that's great about the SCT oil. I don't know if you said this or not, but it tastes amazing. Yep. But we have to get back to looking at what the purpose of food is, and that's fuel for our body. Yep. And so if it's fuel,
and they can be a good fuel or they can be a bad fuel depending on which ones you put in your body.
Exactly. And then you got to start looking at your body for, okay, what is the purpose then of our body? We see even biblically it says, consider your body as a spiritual act of worship. And so that body, this body that we have, this is our tool or our weapon. And so if we want to make sure that we enjoy not just this holidays, but the next ones and the next ones and the next ones, we better start taking a lot better care of this tool or this body, rather than waiting until crisis actually comes along, which is the heart attack, which is the cancer, which is the disease, whatever It is. So you got to start thinking ahead and not be, selfishly going, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna eat this sugar right here, this candy because it tastes good. But the reality is that, you know what? You can actually make being healthy taste good and be focused on making sure that your body is being healthy at the exact same time. So here's what I want you to do is I want you to say yes. Thanks, Kat. I want you to say yes in the comments if you would like us to talk about some healthy options that taste good dessert-wise, okay? Some sweets for the holidays. Type yes in the box if you want us to talk about some healthy recipes, some healthy desserts. And what we'll do is we'll make sure that next week we'll have something for you guys so that you guys will have some healthy options, healthy dessert options, not just for Thanksgiving, but all the way through the holidays. So type yes in if you want us to go ahead and do that. We'll make sure that we bring that to you guys next week. And also, if you haven't already gone there, go ahead. Yes, we got a yes right there. Go ahead and go to the sctoil.com page. Just order a bottle. Just order one bottle so that you can be able to have that ready to go for Thanksgiving. Because here's where it does actually taste really good, is on your turkey. If you baste your turkey with it, get it up under that skin. I thought we have yes.
Hey, Rob,
please.
I have a great turkey call.
Let's hear it. I think Dr. Randy needs a thumbs up for that. Give Dr. Randy some love on that. Give him some thumbs up. That was amazing. I don't even want to know why you know how to do that.
I could tell you why. It's a whole nother episode in and of itself. So we won't go there today.
Awesome. So there you go. Eliminate your sugars, number one. Number two is get your protein in there. Make sure that you get your meats in there. Okay, just like Dr. Randy said, not too much protein. And then make sure that you've got your healthy fats. Those right there are the 3 keys. I'm going to put the 3 keys into the comments. That way you guys got it right there. We got, let's see, Tamara says, I baked gluten-free pumpkin spice muffins with the SCT oil and oh my God, exclamation mark. That's what I'm talking about right there.
That's hitting your hot buttons there, Dr. Rob. Muffins.
What are you saying?
I didn't say anything. I'm just saying that's probably you're real well connected to what she just talked about. You love muffins.
I do, man. I love me some baked goods. I love me some baked goods that are healthy. So, all right, I'll shut up and I can talk about this stuff all day long. But we'll see you guys next week.
Look at that bonus tip.
Oh yeah, the bonus tip. You guys want a bonus? Let's do it. Okay. The bonus tip is going to be, especially during the holidays right now, and it's something that's super easy to do, and it really takes us to another level. And that's going to be to shorten your feeding windows. Okay, some would call this intermittent fasting. And we talked about it a little bit last week as one of the keys that we talked about through the holidays. And so that would mean making sure that you're breaking your fast. In other words, having your breakfast later in the morning. So have it around 11 or 12, shorten your feeding window. So so if you're going to eat 3 meals a day, eat your 3 meals a day from 11 or 12 o'clock up until about 4, 5, 6 o'clock in the evening, and then nothing after that.
Yeah, this one thing will change everything for you in regards to surviving, for lack of a better word, the holidays. If you will tighten up this window, you're going to give your body, 12, 14, 16, maybe 18 hours where your body's not eating. So that fasted state that we're talking about that triggers the anti-aging and optimizing hormones that burn fat in your body and that suppress hunger and that tell your brain to burn fat for energy, you can tap into that by just shortening this thing up. So that's how, with the holidays, I never gain any weight. And I potentially are making a few bad decisions, but it gives you wiggle room if you'll get that window tight. If you're eating all day, you're gonna pay for it. So follow these keto principles, right? Let's keep our carbs low. Let's keep our proteins moderate. Let's really increase our healthy fats. And if you tighten this window up, it's gonna make it even easier. And if you are gonna have that piece of pecan pie or indulge in maybe sure. Try to do that, get away with that, and it'll be a little bit easier to survive it. So that's really our tip through the holidays. And really, we practice this way in life, tightening everything up, because it really makes living, keto, really not keto. It's just really letting your body get into a place where it likes to burn fat. And that's a fun place to be. The mental clarity you get from that too is amazing. I did a full 24-hour fast a couple of days ago, and I had so much mental clarity. It was insane. And I want to have that mental clarity when I'm with my favorite people in my life, which are my friends and my family in the holidays. I don't want to be in a sugar coma or a diabetic coma, literally laid out on the couch and feeling horrible, right? So there
Agreed.
It is. Tighten it up.
Tighten it up.
Tighten everything else up.
I love it. I love it. I need some tightening up. So awesome, Dr. Randy. Thank you for being with us, even though your travel schedule has been tight. I appreciate that. I know everybody else appreciates that as well. As always, we'll see you tomorrow. So we're going to be filming some stuff tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that.
Tomorrow. Hey, man, I'll be in Dallas around lunch, man. So we'll get together, and I'm excited about that. Ready to jump into your amazing studio.
Hey, I smell another contest coming on tomorrow, possibly.
Oh, yeah. We're going to do something really cool tomorrow. So stay tuned. Check us out tomorrow, and I'm excited. So see you soon, my brother. And love you guys for all the support.
Absolutely. Love you guys. Y'all have a great day. Have a great weekend as well.
God bless.